خليني يعني trying to recap what we said before. احنا المرة اللي فاتت او في last two lectures المرة اللي فاتت اتكلمنا على انه what's the meaning of artificial intelligence. What's the meaning of artificial intelligence? It's your measure. What's the meaning of artificial intelligence?
تعرف اللي كان بيقصد ان هو يعني واحد من الكمبيوتر ساينس يعني في كمبيوتر ساينس ان هو ممكن
It is a computer science, yes.
ممكن يقدر الماشين تبقى يعني intelligence
in which we are trying to make the machine having human intelligence. Or in other words, we are in artificial intelligence, we are trying to reproduce the human intelligence in an artificial way. And in order to do that, you have to make the machine or to give the machine some abilities, capabilities, skills. I mean human capabilities, human abilities, human skills. Such as what? What kind of human capabilities or abilities or skills that you hope the machine will exhibit? Thinking, language, learning. If we are talking about language, we mean verbal and non-verbal communication, or verbal and non-verbal language. What's the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication? What is the difference? على فكرة أنا ما بقولش حاجة جديدة، أنا براجع كل اللي إحنا قلناه المرات اللي فاتت علشان أنطلق للجديد النهارده. What is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication? Verbal such as body language or non-verbal? In verbal, you should use in verbal communication, you should use language, any language. Okay? So verbal communication, it is like you're talking and speech. This is verbal communication. What about non-verbal communication? In non-verbal communication, you use body language, such as what? For example, facial expressions, personal space, gestures, signs or signals, tone of your voice, and so on. So we hope the machine will exhibit some capabilities or skills or abilities, and you said language, thinking, and what else? Learning. Okay, what else? Reasoning. اللي هو الاستدلال. فكرة أنا بكلمكم عن تخصصكم، ده الميجور بتاعكم اللي أنتوا عايزين توصلوا له.
هو في حاجة زي
اوكي، decision making، اتخاذ القرار. What else? Problem solving. What else? Creativity. What else? What about intelligence? Self. Perception. Yes, perception. Okay. What else? Emotional intelligence. Okay. هو الذكاء الانفعالي. And this is a challenge to make a machine having emotional intelligence. ده يعني حاجة من الحاجات الصعبة جدا. ماشي. But you hope you will do. أنا لما بسمع لكم، أنا راجل تخصصي سايكولوجي، I am a psychologist. بس لما بتعلم منكم بلاقيكم you are hoping to do that in one day. What else? What about understanding? What about recognition? What about attention? communication. احنا قلنا communication. Okay. What else? What about intelligence itself, the component of intelligence? And we have multiple intelligence. We don't have one kind of intelligence. And we will cover some, I think, in next lecture, or maybe one lecture, we will cover what is the meaning of multiple intelligence as a different kinds of intelligence, because we don't have one kind of intelligence. احنا ما عندناش نوع واحد من الذكاء. We have multiple intelligence. And you are individually different. There are individual differences among you, between you and your colleague. And these different kinds of multiple intelligence. Okay. In order to do this, and in order to reproduce human intelligence in an artificial way, you have to know much about human intelligence, human creativity, neuroanatomy of the brain. Okay, you have to know about the problem solving, about creativity, about decision making, and all of this we will cover in our lectures. معظم الحاجات دي احنا هنحاول نغطيها ان شاء الله في المحاضرة. Also, you should know about the theory of mind. What's the meaning of theory of mind? I give you the definition of the theory of mind. What is the meaning of theory of mind? What do we mean by theory of mind? Yes.
How someone or a human think about others' reaction to a problem.
Not only think of the other's actions or behavior, but how you will attribute their behavior, their attitude, their emotion, their thoughts, and so on. يبقى مش بس انك انت تبقى فاهم وتعمل كمان attribution لده. And how you would be able to attribute your behaviors. Yours. I'm talking about your behavior. You yourself. How to attribute this. Okay? So, in order to make the machine be able to simulate the human being, we have to transfer the theory of mind to the artificial intelligence or to the machine. So the machine should be able to attribute your behavior, to anticipate your behavior before it happens. And also you should have the ability to attribute the machine behavior. فاهمين دي ولا مش فاهمينها؟ احنا ده التحدي بالنسبه لنا، ان يبقى عندك القدره ان الماشين تقدر تعمل attribution للبيهيفير بتاعك and anticipate it before it happens, and also you will be able to attribute its behavior. Because you and the machine will be in interaction. هتخشوا في تفاعل بعد كده. One day the machine will be in my position يعني. هتبقى مكاني كده. هي اللي بتدي المحاضرة. بناء عليه احنا محتاجين حاجات زي المنظر ده زي كده. Also, we should know what is the difference between sequential and analytical processing versus simultaneous and holistic processing. What's the difference between sequential analytical processing, simultaneous and holistic processing? يعني ده النهارده هنتكلم عنه هوضحه. Regarding the neuroanatomy, as we said before, we have our brain is divided into two hemispheres, and each one has different capabilities and has different abilities. In brief, as we said before, what about our language and the verbal abilities? In which hemisphere these abilities are localized? Left hemisphere. So verbal communication, language is localized or are localized in the left hemisphere. And what about the visuospatial manipulation? Are you acquainted with this concept, visuospatial manipulation? فيزيو سباشال مانيبيوليشن بالعربي معناها المعالجات البصريه اليدويه. تعرف ما تقدرش you cannot drive your car، ما تقدرش تسوق عربيتك if you don't have visual spatial manipulation. حد يقدر يسوق اذا ما كانش عنده يقدر يعمل تآزر coordination between vision and the hand؟ No way. What about the visual spatial manipulation abilities or skills are localized in right hemisphere. This is the definition of theory of mind. We will cover some about the definition of theory of mind, principles of theory of mind, and application of theory of mind. And you should be able to figure out the meaning of the theory of mind, to understand its principles and application, and what the intersection of artificial intelligence and the theory of mind for human-machine interaction. Because we have interaction between you and the machine by exploring the different perspectives on that matter. The definition of theory of mind. Theory of mind, it captures an individual's ability to attribute mental states to oneself and others individuals. And already I showed you a test for theory of mind. Do you remember Sally and test? So we have an argument or an issue as we said before. For example, consider autonomous driving or a smart car. A smart car needs to make reliable predictions about human behavior in real time in order to be amiably adjust, to anticipate the human behaviors and then adjust them in order to accommodate with this behavior. Okay. So adjust speed and of course to cope with a child's possible decision to abruptly cross the road in front of them. لأنه زي ما حضراتكم عارفين ممكن الواحد change his mind suddenly أقرر كده إن أنا أعدي الطريق. السمارت كار لازم يبقى عندها theory of mind in order to be able to anticipate my behavior before it happens. Okay? Deep neural networks can efficiently identify human actions in streaming videos as motion patterns. عارفين اللي هي فكرة الكمبيوتر فيجن يقدر الناس هترد عليا وتقول لي نقدر من خلال ده يقدر يعمل anticipation. No. However, the latter may be deceiving. In which one is the human behavior may deceive the machine. So as humans can suddenly change their minds based upon their own mental processes, thoughts, motivations, and things they see around them. ممكن في لحظة من اللحظات أبقى أنا رايح في الاتجاه ده ثم أشوف واحد منكم بيتكلم فأقوم راجع أنا رايح أفتح الباب. I'm going to open the door. رايح أفتح الباب ثم أشوف واحد بيتكلم suddenly change my mind and get back and go in this way. Okay? بني آدم ما تقدرش تحكمه. بني آدم ممكن في لحظة وده التحدي ده التشالنج. ما تنسوش أنا قلت لكم إن أنا جاي النهارده أكسر في المحاضرات بتاعتنا نكسر كتير من الأفكار. لأن البني آدم مش سهل قوي إنك أنت تعمل له anticipation في الماضي. Okay. In our example, for example, خلينا ناخد مثال children previously walking on the pavement ولاد ماشيين على الرصيف towards school ناحية المدارس many spots فجأة يظهر قدامهم كده an ice cream van. فين العربية بتاعت الايس كريم ديت ماشي اللي هي عندنا زي العربية اللي بتبقى الخشب دي اللي بيزقها الراجل عندهم بتبقى فان كده ماشي. ايه اللي هيحصل؟ and decide to dart across فجأة كده هيقرروا ان هم to cross the street to get an ice cream. كده ياخدوا حصتهم من الايس كريم او نصيبهم من الايس كريم. In fact, far more sophisticated functions need to be in place before AI can be safely deployed in high risk and potentially dangerous situations. Really, it is a challenge. Machine must have TOM capabilities. TOM, this abbreviation means theory of mind. يبقى التحدي أصبح دلوقتي عندنا تحدي إننا محتاجين إن الماشين يبقى عندها theory of mind. In an attempt to model human cognition, TOM capabilities become relevant for advanced artificial intelligence. أصبح دلوقتي ما نقدرش نفكر في الارتفيشال انتليجنس غير لما نفكر الماشين هيبقى عندها ده ولا لا. But we have a question.